What if the key to losing weight and keeping it off had almost nothing to do with your willpower? For decades, the message has been simple: eat less, move more. But for millions of people, it's a grueling, uphill battle that just ends in disappointment. Let me be clear, this isn't a personal failure. It's a medical mismatch. The reality is that obesity is a complex, chronic disease. And treating it requires more than just good intentions, it requires the right tool for the right person. The world of weight loss is a maze of conflicting advice, trendy diets, and so-called quick fixes. You've got everything from slick smartphone apps and powerful new medications to life-altering surgeries. The options can feel completely overwhelming. So how do you figure out which path is right for you? Well, that's where I come in. By struggling with my own weight for over 15 years of experience, I've tried it all. I'm here to cut through the noise and give you an unvarnished breakdown of today's most talked about weight loss methods. We're going to compare them head to head on safety, effectiveness, and what you can expect long term. My verdict might just change everything you thought you knew about shedding pounds. Trying to navigate the world of weight loss can feel like you've been dropped into a puzzle with no solution. On one side, you're bombarded with commercial programs promising a total transformation. On the other, the medical community is making incredible leaps forward with treatments that were science fiction a decade ago. All this choice sounds great, but it's created a strange paradox: people are more confused than ever. The emotional toll of that confusion is huge. So many people internalize the struggle, thinking that a lack of progress is a flaw in their character. We have to reframe that thinking. Obesity is a medical condition, not a moral failing. Your genetics, hormones, metabolism, and even your psychology play enormous roles. In fact, your body can actively fight against weight loss by slowing your metabolism down to hold onto fat. Understanding this is the first step toward finding a solution that's not just effective, but also compassionate. We need to get past the one-size-fits-all mentality and start matching the treatment to the person. Let's start with what's most accessible for a lot of people: commercial, app-based programs like Noom. These platforms have exploded in popularity, branding themselves as modern, psychology-based alternatives to old-school dieting. The main idea behind Noom is changing your behavior. It uses principles from cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, to help you understand your relationship with food and build healthier habits. You get daily lessons, you log your food, and you have access to a health coach and a community of other users for support. So, what are the pros? First off, accessibility. Anyone with a smartphone can download it and get started, and it's usually cheaper than medical treatments. It focuses on education and building sustainable habits, which are essential for long-term success. For people who are self-motivated and just need a little structure and accountability, these programs can be a great place to start. Comprehensive programs that mix behavioral therapy with diet can also lead to a better mood and quality of life. But there are real limitations here. The success of these apps really depends on you. You have to stay engaged. Studies show that while people can lose a modest amount of weight, maybe 5 to 8% of their body weight, that success is tied directly to how consistently they use the app. The biggest drawback, though, is the lack of medical supervision. The coaches aren't doctors, and the generalized advice might not be right for someone with underlying health issues like diabetes, heart disease, or hormonal problems. And while some of these programs are starting to add options for medication, the main model is still non-medical. So, who's the perfect candidate for an app like Noom? It's generally best for someone with a BMI under 30 who wants to lose a mild to moderate amount of weight. They're mainly looking to build better habits, they're self-starters, and they don't have complex medical issues that require a doctor's eye. Now, let's step into the medical arena and talk about the biggest disruption to weight management in years: GLP-1 receptor agonists. You probably know them by brand names like Wegovy or Zepbound. These aren't your old-school diet pills, they are powerful, injectable medications that have completely changed how we talk about obesity. So, how do they work? GLP-1s copy a natural hormone in your gut. This hormone tells your brain you're not hungry and slows down your stomach emptying, so you feel full longer. The result is a major biological shift that makes eating fewer calories much easier. And their effectiveness is undeniable. Clinical trials show that patients using these meds, along with diet and exercise, can lose an average of 15% to over 20% of their body weight. The main benefit here is just how well they work, with results that can sometimes get close to what we see with surgery. And because it's a medical treatment, you have the built-in safety net of a doctor's supervision. Your doctor will see if you're a good candidate, track your progress, and help you manage any side effects. But there are some big howevers. Like any potent drug, there are side effects, mostly stomach issues like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Sometimes these are bad enough that people have to stop the treatment. Then there's cost and access. These drugs are expensive, often over $1,000 a month if your insurance doesn't cover them, and getting that coverage can be a fight. But maybe the most critical point is durability. Studies are showing that if you stop the medication, the weight often comes right back, sometimes as much as half of it within a year. This really drives home the point that obesity is a chronic disease that might need lifelong treatment, just like high blood pressure. Real-world data also suggests that average weight loss might be a bit lower than in the big trials, since a lot of patients stop taking the drug within the first year. So, who are GLP-1s for? These are for people with a clinical diagnosis of obesity, a BMI of 30 or higher, or a BMI of 27 with a related health problem like type 2 diabetes. This is for the person who has already tried changing their lifestyle without getting real, lasting results and needs a more powerful, biological tool with a doctor's guidance. Finally, let's talk about the most powerful and invasive option we have, bariatric surgery. This includes procedures like the gastric sleeve and gastric bypass, which work by physically changing your digestive system. And it's not just about making your stomach smaller. These surgeries also trigger major changes in gut hormones that control hunger, similar to GLP-1s but even more powerful. The biggest advantage of surgery is its unmatched, long-term effectiveness. Patients can lose 25% to 35% of their total body weight, and studies show that most of that weight stays off for 10 years or even longer. In head-to-head studies, surgery has proven to be far more effective than medication, with some research showing 5 times more weight loss after 2 years. Beyond just the weight, surgery can put many obesity-related diseases, like type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, into remission. And while it costs a lot up front, surgery is often more cost-effective over a lifetime than paying for expensive medications. Of course, choosing surgery is a huge decision with serious trade-offs. It's a major operation, and it comes with all the risks of surgery. Life afterward is a lifelong commitment. You have to follow a strict diet, take vitamin and mineral supplements forever to avoid nutritional deficiencies, and have regular medical checkups. There's also the mental and emotional adjustment to a whole new way of eating and seeing yourself. So who is the ideal candidate for bariatric surgery? This option is usually for people with severe obesity, that means a BMI of 40 or more, or a BMI of 35 with serious health problems. It's for the patient who has already tried everything else, including medically supervised programs, and for whom the health risks of staying obese are far greater than the risks of the surgery itself. So, after looking at apps, game-changing medications, and transformative surgeries, what's the final verdict? What's the safest and most effective method? The truth is, there is no single, best method. The safest and most effective program is the one that's medically right for you. It's all about matching the intensity of the treatment to the severity of the disease. For someone with 20 pounds to lose and no big health problems, a behavioral app like Noom is a fantastic, low-risk way to start building healthy habits. It's safe, accessible, and helps you learn the skills you need to maintain your progress. But when we're talking about clinical obesity, a disease that can shorten your life and cause dozens of other health problems, the conversation has to change. In that context, relying only on a behavioral app can be like bringing a knife to a gunfight. Medical conditions need medical treatments. That's where GLP-1 medications come in. They offer a highly effective, less invasive option for people who meet the criteria, giving you a biological boost that lifestyle changes alone often can't. And for those with severe obesity, bariatric surgery is still the gold standard for deep, lasting results. It's the most powerful tool we have to reverse the course of this disease. The results from surgery are simply more durable and more significant than what we see with medications alone. The ultimate takeaway is this: we have to treat obesity with the seriousness it deserves. This isn't about looks, it's about your health. The safest path forward is always one guided by a medical professional who can look at your whole health picture, talk you through the risks and benefits of every option, and help you build a personalized plan. The journey to a healthy weight is deeply personal, and it starts with one crucial step. That step isn't downloading an app or asking for a specific pill. It's having an honest conversation with a doctor or a qualified weight management specialist. That is the only way to find your way out of the maze and onto a path that is clear, safe, and built just for you. Your health is your most valuable asset. Making an informed decision is the best investment you can ever make in it.